Hello, you beautiful people, whomever is here with me today. I am still in Portugal, in Lisbon, and I'm on my second week. Anyway, that's the 411 right now with me. I find myself often in a good space. I sure do. I really do, and I just want to share with you that, you know, like, it is so possible to be able to be in a good space by allowing all that really arises and falls in you. And I just want to, you know, I'm a person that I've just, like, you know, I got really sick of the suffering game. And you know, that's predominantly what I talk about, because I just feel like that's just a very interesting topic to share, and to share amongst all of you that watch and are curious about their own self and all of the so-called trappings or the pain that's surrounded by you, or even the joy. Or, you know, to recognize joy, you have to know pain or the suffering, right? And we want more of that. We're like joy junkies, you know what I mean? And I've said that before, and I know that it's like, it is something that we all are, and we all like that. And I really believe that we can tap into our source that's more joyful than any part of ourselves, that's more natural than anything. And I think that when you recognize, sorry, I just want to turn this music down a little bit. We're listening to acoustic summer. Yeah, I'm just turning on the music. But I just want to say that, you know, this is a hero's life. Do you know what I mean? Seriously, you know, the way of the peaceful warrior. You know, we all want to be peaceful warriors. I mean, I would assume that, and that's assuming. But like most people are coming into contact with, and it is, like I said the other day, it is so simple. You know, like, we are what we believe, and I believe that, you know, and this is just my way, and I just like to share it because I love you. I love people, you know. I just love my environment, and I love this planet, and I love humankind. And everywhere I go in the world with my work, I meet so many interesting people and cultures, and I find what is common is, like, there's this cloud, the cloud a lot of the time that hovers over people, and this cloud is fear. And I say it like metaphorically, like a cloud, because clouds pass by, and clouds can be, you know, your perspective. You can project onto those clouds if you just stay with me. And those clouds can be, like, you know, full of possibility, and possibility, negative or positive. And we can attach to those clouds, but we are not those clouds, like our thoughts, you know. I'll say our thoughts, because we are not our thoughts. And our thoughts are like clouds that pass by in the sky, and we can hook onto them. And the more we focus on those thoughts that are negative or positive, we bring more of those things into our existence. And I know, like, what you're gonna say, and I know this, and I, you know, a lot of conversation I have, and mostly I have conversations that are really, I don't know, touching, because I don't like chit chat. I don't like to talk really about the weather. It's fun to talk about your music preferences, or your clothes, or all these kind of things, or you like, what you don't like, and all of those kind of things that are preferences, which are derived from where, I'm not really sure. So, like, we can, you know, it's nice to talk about those things, and then, you know, those things are sometimes, you know, what will you prefer, and what team do you like in the football game, or, you know, if you're American, or soccer, or which player you like and why, and you know, and we can battle against who is right and argue and all that kind of thing. But I'm not talking about that. I'm basically talking about, like, I'm just talking about, like, just daily activity. You know, daily activity, our daily activity, you know, like, when I'm the observer and, like, you know, the captain of my own ship, and I'm gonna row my boat gently down the stream, what I mean by that is that we can navigate ourselves through life, and we can recognize when something is uncomfortable in us. And when those things arise in us, and that rises, there is a possibility to hook onto it and either row your boat down the stream with it. That's meaning, you know, aka going with the flow, and not attaching yourself to expectations, or attaching yourself to the event that is apparently happening outside of you. We can be in charge of what is happening inside of us. And how you do it, like, you know, sometimes it's really, really strong because our conditioning is so strong. And I believe that from our environments that create who we are, which is our personality, our character, or our cultures, you know, the environments that we're in when we're younger that creates who we are has created our systems of existing. And, you know, if maybe we can just, maybe I invite you, just invite you to look at the way you tick and how you respond to something, and how, like, what comes into play, and why do you react the way you react to something, you know, action, reaction. You know, can you realize why do you want to defend something that you think is right, and that you have, and where do you get in yourself that you are right about a situation? Like, how does that come to be? Like, how does it come to be? Like, you know, it is my way or the highway, you know what I mean? And that, we mostly get into some kind of conflict when we're experiencing that, which can happen many times in our daily life. Say, for instance, I say a really, really simple thing, you know, here in the, I don't know if this makes sense, but it's in my head, and I'm just gonna say it because I'm really, really going with the flow, and I love life going with the flow. You know, like, so I'm waiting, and there are 3 elevators here, one's out of service, and my boyfriend and I are waiting to go to breakfast or coming home from wherever we are, taking the elevator, going up or down, and I can notice people getting irritated because the elevators are not really working in a, like, quickly, you know, in a way, and sometimes, you know, they'll be full and late, or you know, like, you know, maybe I don't know what's going on within them, but anyway, it is what is happening. And going with the flow, you can step back, and if it's late, and, you know, and the elevator's not there, so I experienced some people really getting irritated by that, and irritated by the fact that it was late, or that it was not coming, or like, I don't know, it wasn't really going, you know where I'm getting at, you know, and I watch because I believe that I am that person, and I learn from watching and observing other people, and I recognize that that could cause me some kind of annoyance or stress in myself irrationally, because I can't control that, you know, nor do I want to control that. And going with the flow with that is, there's a possibility to just allow what is happening, you know, and no need to really think about anything other than just allow. And I think it's really interesting to observe other people and how they react to circumstance, and to how one can be overwhelmed with the feelings of annoyance and need to act in a way that makes it more stressful, you know, being irritated. So I noticed a lot of people miss with the elevators, several people actually, just being pissed off, and, you know, sucking the teeth and being, like, annoyed by something that they couldn't really control, and needing for their experience to be the right way. And, you know, this can happen with everything, and I think in our daily lives we can really step back and just take a look at what we're experiencing, and really realize that maybe there's a possibility that reality is not real, because you can engage in it it is your prerogative, and it is your birthright to engage in it, and not be on an automatic pilot, not what you've learned that would irritate you, or to feel superior in the moment that this shouldn't be happening to me, or if I don't agree with this person or that person or the circumstance. Now, I'm not talking about something that harms you, although, you know, like a person that maybe want to hit you or something like that. you know, those are really tough situations, but that, you know, are gonna hold a gun to your head or something like that. But still, in every situation, there is a possibility that lies, that is always, always constant, and that's consciousness. And the awareness of all of that, of all of this going on, the awareness, stepping back and being, you know, the observer of your reality, you can make a different choice and let go of needing for the circumstance to be your way. You know, and in our daily activities, I believe this is where we put it into play. And also our relationships with people that we come into contact with. And also at home, in our home environments, with our families, our friends, our relationships, boyfriends or girlfriends, or what have you. I think that there's really a possibility to recognize what annoys you and why you're being annoyed, and what is your response to that. And do you need to respond to that, or do you need to be hijacked by your mental construct of the moment? You know, mental constructs are impermanent. And I will always say that, and probably till the day I die, because I know that everything is a construct in your mind, and it thinks. And if we can get away from thinking, and I know you're gonna say, I know exactly what you're gonna say, and you're gonna give an excuse, but I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility to myself. I don't want to be walked all over, and so I'll be responsive if someone's yelling in my face. Well, or, you know, like, or how I respond, you know, like the people with the elevator. I think it's an opportunity, or at least it's a way I have learned in myself to let go of what I need to be the best version of myself in that moment. You know what I mean? And I really, really firmly believe that is for me, it has been such an incredible thing to recognize in myself, that I am not my thoughts, nor my own personality. It can go deeper as far as you want it to do. How far down the rabbit hole do you want to go, Alice? Do you know what I mean? And I really believe that is a possibility that can strengthen not your ego, because we are running on egoistic thoughts that want what I want what I want, and that's I, you know, and you are not the I. You are all that exists. That, of course, is a level of reality, but you can respond how you want to respond to it. And I just want to say that because I really believe that it's the most loving thing you can do for yourself. Therefore, you love yourself and appreciate yourself more, so you can add less stress. Now, there are going to be challenges, and there are going to be things that are going to be really, really difficult, but recognize your thought patterns and recognize what your mind wants to come up and solve something that it's not going to agree with. That's the ego. Because the ego wants, in our fight and flight response that is so primal, that is there, it is part of being a human being. But we are in a time where I believe that I'm sharing this because I recognize that the less suffering, irrational suffering that I have, that I bring upon myself, can be stronger. My response, or it becomes stronger for me to recognize what is my response, and am I being hijacked by a situation. Now, if something, because things don't change overnight, I think that, you know, the more and more you do this, and more aware, will bring some kind of uncomfortable feeling. But being uncomfortable for a little bit by allowing what is better than holding, you know, a life full of stress, and it creates cancer, because I believe that we can create these conditions on ourselves by not just being aware of this. At least that's my experience, and my experience is shares. And there's a lot of information out there, and books that I've read, and things that I've listened to, and lectures and TED Talks, and all this kind of information that I've just spent a lot of my time with, just listening to, because I suffered. And I suffered really, 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 just like everybody else. And I think that, you know, I would feel like I accomplished something sometimes, and then that would come back around. And I think that, you know, not everyone is going to agree with this, but I think that that's also okay, because I let go of needing to be right in any kind of situation. I don't need to be right. I don't have the right answers. I don't think anybody has any right answers. And the more conversations that we have about this, we realize that we're one and the same. And we're in the same boat. And I think that, I'm gonna finish this up right now, but I think that Row, Row, Row Your Boat is a very, very powerful song. And I just did a piece utilizing this song, using this song. That we can do that. We are the captain of our own ship. And if we just go downstream and accept what is, we become much more familiar with what we are as human beings. And we are love personified. And that choice above anything, and acceptance is synonymous with the love. The acceptance of that will bring much more joy that is your birthright to be had here on earth. So that's just what I want to share with you today, because I love. I just love. I'm in love with love, and I'm in love with what it gives me. And it's not some kind of fairy tale. And it is real as my breath that I breathe, and my heart beats on its own. That's my existence. And I like to just share that with you and harmonize with that. Harmonize with your existence. Thank you for watching me, and I hope you have a beautiful, I hope you had a beautiful weekend. I hope you have a beautiful week. And I'll see you when I see you, whenever you watch again my talks, or not at all, whatever. Okay, thank you for supporting me, and thank you for watching me, and I send you much love. And keep on keeping on. Observe yourself, watch yourself, and make that implied decision to be a better version of yourself. Or just be. You don't have to be a better version, you're already good. All of it's good. And accept what is. I could talk forever, but I'm gonna let you go. I love you so much. Ciao, ciao.